Is they have PyCat, who's in China, so he hopefully will have better pain than the rest of EG. All right, well, the draft is well underway. Welcome, everybody, to EG versus IG, the final, the concluding, the climactic match for your group stage action of G1 League. It actually doesn't really affect anything too significantly. The most that could happen is EG could tie with MUFC in Group A. They would both be 4-4 if by some miracle they managed to pull out a 2-0 victory. But this is IG we're talking about. I'm LD of Beyond the Summit of dotacommentaries.com, and I am pleased to present to you PAINTITGOLD.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Excited for this IG matchup.
I just gotta say, I can't believe you're still awake. Like, for me, I changed my sleep schedule to cast this event, but you're trying to maintain, like, a normal sense of humanity, right?
Dude, like, I tried to sleep like every night this week at like 4 to 5 a.m. and I just can't sleep. Like, it takes me like 2 hours to fall asleep. So bad.
Poor guy. Somebody buy this man an Ambien prescription.
Yeah. But anyways, I get to watch Beyond the Summit, casted by LD.
Or cast.
Yeah, or cast myself.
Yeah, it's good to have you here. I was kind of losing my voice. Not really losing it, but I feel the strain coming on. It's been a long couple of weeks, so I appreciate the support, the help, and of course the fantastic insight. Now this one, unfortunately, with EG having 3 stand-ins, not sure who March or Febby are, but I do recognize PyCat. Only having Fear and Jeyo here. Not going to make life easier. I don't think EG could take IG anyway with all 5, even with good ping.
Whoa. I mean, don't want to sell them short. No, I'm just kidding.
It's not even a knock on EG. It's just it's a testament to IG. They made LGD look like a B-level team, and LGD is one of the top teams in China. That's just how well IG's playing right now.
Yeah. So anyways, March is a Korean player, and he played with bunch of Koreans. Like, he played with Select, and he played with Zhou back in the day, and he played on the Korean team for WCG way back when, and in Prime Nations and stuff. And Febby's just a North American player, but he's Korean. And yeah, so they're just using them, and PyCat's standing in from China, so that's actually good news because. Hooray. Yeah, no 400 ping for everyone.
I wonder how they're going to distribute the roles. They have Fear, Jeyo, and PyCat. 3 players that normally play the 1 or the 2. Someone's got to play support or offlane for this team. I'm curious to see who's going to do it.
So anyways, let's run down picks a bit. Evil Geniuses, they banned out Bounty Hunter and Keeper of the Light, first 2. Good choice. IG, I think they like to run Keeper of the Light plus Naga tri-lanes, and those are really strong. Bounty Hunter, they just frequently pick Bounty Hunter, and crush teams like LG with it in 20 minutes.
Yeah, LGD had a tough time. Speaking of Naga, neither banned nor picked, and we're 6 picks through the draft. They went for the Enigma instead, so they get another form of great team fight. Maybe a little less gimmicky, since Enigma does give you the pushing and the versatile lanes.
So anyways, on IG's side, we have Invoker and TA banned out, and those are 2 heroes that EG just frequently play, especially on Jeyo and PyCat. Actually, he's a great invoker as well. So
yeah,
we see a night.
That's interesting. It kind of is. It's respect bans towards somebody. Now they don't know who's going to be doing what, so in that sense, it's kind of hard to say whose invoker is being banned, whose TA is being banned, but someone's is.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm surprised IG actually values Darkseer over Batrider. Personally, I find Batrider much...
Apparently, you're muted in Dota TV, so just go ahead and toggle your audio, and hopefully that should fix it.
Yeah. Okay. I toggled it again. Open mic is on, hopefully. I turned it on, like, when I came into the game.
Now, it's possible it's just that one person, but I figure might as well throw it out there just to make sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. I toggled it twice for good measure. But yeah, hopefully that works.
Don't over toggle. You might break. You know, it's like, have you ever had a TV that, or like I don't know. Sometimes like your TV isn't working and like you kick it or something. If you toggle it too much. My dad actually used to tell me, don't turn light switches on and off too much because you'll start a fire. Because he really just got annoyed at me. Flipping lights on and off when I was 5 years old, so
let's see.
Totally relevant to this game, of course. But
I know all about that TV, like smacking it on top, and then you got to get the delicate touch.
Yeah.
I have that with my laptop actually, because it makes like really loud noises sometimes, and I'm like, ah, well, I'll just hit it.
So what you're saying is you're a laptop abuser, and someone should report you to ldDOTA.
Yes. ldDOTA. Wow.
Laptops instead of pets.
Yeah.
Anyway, that is neither here nor there. Actually, no, I got that backwards, is it? Because it's people for the ethical treatment of animals. So yeah, well, we'll just pretend that never happened. Let's move right along into this game where EG has gone for the Night Stalker, a hero that IG is really, I think, set a new benchmark for how to use.
Yeah, I mean, Navi was using it for months before, and they were really efficient at using it. And IG, how many times did they run it? I think they ran it like once or twice.
Wow. Wow.
Oh.
Pudge! An IG Pudge!
You know, all these Chinese teams have gotten, like, so much more ballsy. Like, DK, I watched the DK series that you just casted, and those guys they grouped up at, like, 14 minutes with, like, 5 heroes, and that was a more risky play for them, you know? Like, they pushed the small advantages. It seems like all the Chinese teams are taking a more generally riskier style of play with more action induced.
Is it even risky though, or is it just the right way to play this version? For me, I feel like that what separates the Chinese teams from anyone else is that whatever wins, whatever's the winning strategy or the best way to play the version, that's always what they've done. When the best way to play was way back when 2009 was a captain running the 3 carries, the tri-carry strategy, that's what they did. When 4 Protect 1 was the best way to win, that's what they did. They picked Alchemist, they picked Medusa, they picked Sniper, they turtled, and they won that way. But it's a new patch, it's a new version, so is it risky? Or I guess the other way to look at it is maybe it's just
more
the right way to play.
Yeah. I feel it's more risky because it's more play-based, whereas Chinese before, they were like, well, we can get our items up, avoid your ganks completely, because you guys are obvious as all hell, like, with, like, the Western scene in general didn't know how to gank as well as the Chinese scene, besides a few teams. So they were, like, more like, we can just dodge you and out-farm you, defend our towers, take your towers at the same time. Basically just outplay you in that sense, but now it's like, that game versus Flash, DK was like, we're just gonna, like, fight you straight on with small advantages. The fights can go either way. Like that bottom fight at Tier 1, that was what defined the game. And yeah, it was a fight that could go either way.
And as they so often do, you know, teams like DK and IG, they barely live, they barely come out ahead. But they do that a few times, and all of a sudden you're down before you even really know what hit you. 10k gold, 15k experience, you've lost all your outer towers, and you're like, man, we almost had this game. And in that game, Flash came so close to killing the solo mid and the solo bottom. They both barely survived, and, well, from there on out, it was pretty much just all DK all the way.
Yeah. So anyways, to get back on the game, we see a Naga 4th pick for EG, and then a Lesh 5th pick, and we're going to see a Ferrari Pudge.
Ferrari Pudge. All right, everybody who doesn't already have the in-game ticket, if you want to learn Pudge, well, we'll see if Ferrari's got a good Pudge, but you got to figure it's pretty special. It would be shocking to me that he can hit those Templar Assassin side blades on invisible heroes that are moving around pseudo-hasted like Broodmother, and then he can't play Pudge. So I'm expecting a great game from him. How do you feel about the overall drafts? IG has an incredible team fight lineup. They've got some good late-game potential with Shadow Fiend. It really seems like a lineup that doesn't want to fight until a little bit later on, though. They want to get the wall up, they want to get Black Hole, ideally the mech or the early BKB on the Enigma. Whereas EG, they have some great killing power in the laning stage.
Yeah, I think EG might actually go with an aggressive tri-lane right now.
Who would you lane there, then, if you do that?
You would lane the Naga, the Rubik, and the Leshrac. Because right now they have an Enigma on IG, which means that they have 2 heroes maximum, which means, like, 2 heroes in the lane maximum. Oh, Fear's asking for a remake. So I can see if my mic is actually working in-game now.
If you see the little speech bubble, it should be.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I see the speech bubble.
Apparently it was fixed once you toggled it. There's a 2-minute delay on the stream, so we find out 2 minutes late, and then you have to wait 2 minutes to see if it's fixed. So it's a little bit unfortunate in that respect, but shouldn't be more than 4 minutes or so.
Demon was like, I guarantee you this is how this played out. Like, Demon was like, we have Batrider? Like, I want to play. I want to play now.
So he was watching, just waiting to see if they'd get a hero that he felt like playing, and then if he does, then he'll show up.
I hate to say it, but I think that's exactly how it is.
I was kidding when I said that. Oh, man. Oh, boy.
For real.
Well, EG, certainly a little bit different from your average Dota team. Certainly a lot different from the Chinese teams. And it looks like the remake is back online. So for everyone tuning in, it's a good time while we have a moment here. Take a look at the standings. Group B is decided. DK finishes first, Orange second. Those two teams advance straight into the round of 6. The playoffs features 8 teams, but the first round is single elimination. Or I guess you could call it the loser's bracket, is where the bottom 4 teams start. So DK and Orange, they'll be in that winner's bracket. They'll be starting in the round of 6. And then Tong Fu and Flash, they finish pretty poorly in the group, but they do make it as the 3rd and 4th seeds. Flash wins the tiebreaker with Natural 9 based on time rating. So had the same number of points, and in fact tied 1v1 versus each other. So the next tiebreaker was time rating, which I hate personally, but you know, the tournament just didn't have enough. I guess they didn't have enough time to schedule a
Not a
tiebreaker
fan
match.
of time rating. Luckily, like, most of the tournaments have phased it out, though. Time rating used to actually be a big thing back in Dota 1 days. Like, I don't know how long you've been watching, but I'm really, like, old school. But in, like, 2007, 2008, I forget, but I think, like, an ESWC tournament was decided by time ratings, and another tournament that year.
Just for the group stages or for a final?
For the final, for everything.
Really? That's horrible.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, hopefully it doesn't come to that. We do have time rating here. The good news is for the playoffs, only 2 teams are eliminated. I think most would agree that, especially FTFC, just was a step below the competition in this tournament. So it's really only N9 who maybe get a little bit unfairly treated. At the same time, you know, they had their shots and just weren't able to put together another game. So they drop out, and we're in Group A now, where if we go back to the standings, it is an AP remake for anyone just tuning in. The group is decided as far as who's going to advance. FTFC is knocked out. The only question is if EG, with their double stand-in, can somehow take this 2-0, then they're tied with MUFC. Barring that, barring what I would say is a bit of a miracle for them, it's going to be EG as 4th place in the group, but all of those teams except for FTFC will be moving on. And IG has already secured 1st place, so not as much to play for, and hey, they're going to have some fun. They're going to experiment a little bit with this Pudge.
Yeah, I mean, both EG's players are very good players, so I wouldn't suspect that it takes away that much.
Well, they're playing with a lot of delay as well, which doesn't help, plus the stand-ins. I feel like it was already going to be a very difficult match, but hey, you're a North American Dota player, and you're going to root for EG, and certainly I think a lot of the people watching the stream will be. Hopefully they can get it done.
Yeah, so this is what it looks like. It looks like it's going as I predicted. I think EG wants to go with the tri-lane Rubik, Leshrac, and Naga. It's very strong potential for killing. Yeah. And they'll just send the Batrider top against the Darkseer, and both will have pretty much free farm.
Yeah, Batrider can't really kill Darkseer. Can harass him a little bit, but at the same time, Darkseer's going to get his farm. So that's pretty much... We both agree to farm in that lane. Pycat handling the Naga is standing in. March also standing in, playing the Leshrac. Jeyo on the Night Stalker, guessing he'll be going solo mid. Fear on that support Fear, and Fear on the Rubik as well. So they're running the Rubik as a support in an offensive tri-lane. Let's see if they can catch anyone. Ferrari's already prowling the jungle. Rather bold of him, but he has chosen a good spot to scout things out. Might actually get caught because Pudge has very low base move speed, but already too close to that tier 2. Not going to be able to set up a kill on him. Yeah, so that's what we have for IG, the offensive tri-lane, and then last but not least, it's Demon, which, like you mentioned, should be solo in the safe lane.
Yeah, this is a great move from EG. They're aggressive tri-laning against Enigma, so they don't have like the Pudge free farming and getting free levels, and then the THD pulling, getting free levels, and then Enigma also free farming, because they don't have a jungler. So they're just gonna make sure that Pudge gets as little farm as possible, THD gets as little as possible, and Enigma can just jungle all he wants. Well, Rubik and Leshrac will take a bit of a sacrifice, and Naga will just completely free farm.
You know, the other thing is that they're playing in the dark. IG have no wards. You'll see Chuan places a sentry ward Worried about this ward right here, which a lot of teams have been using when they run aggressive tri-lanes. Doesn't actually block the camp, but basically just due south and a tiny bit to the left, and it sees everything. Ward war is already breaking out. Everybody's got a ward. Everyone wants to drop him. Telekinesis and Split Earth. Pulling Chuan back in. The midget hook from Ferrari not going to connect, and Chuan will survive. But already we're seeing the aggression.
Yeah, and that ward's going to go down right now. Yeah.
Oh, wow. The creeps, hero creeps, killing off the ward. And all of a sudden, IG, with that lane ward gone, yeah, the pole's blocked, but they can't really see too much of what's going on behind this tower. Still a lot of kill potential. Pudge with 1 armor is actually deceptively easy to kill when you have Naga with Riptide. And she goes. Ferrari, and she goes. Ferrari pulled in. Look how low he's dropping already. Just from the auto attacks. 1 more volley, down to 27 health. Well, it was going to be a hard lane, but it just got a whole lot harder. Salving up. 3 tangos for him, and now he's down to 2. You'll notice he dropped the Gauntlets of Strength just to get a tiny bit more regen, make that salve count for as much as it can, sort of like switching your treads when you bottle up. That lane not going well. Zhou is free farming mid and playing that solo mid shadow feed. We haven't seen him anywhere but the safe lane for a while. YYF on the top lane, he's farming well. So IG solos are doing pretty well. They do have an Enigma who hasn't been pressured just yet, but it's this bottom lane where Ferrari is really struggling. Although notice Chuan's actually dewarded. He got rid of the magic bush. EG's been thoroughly dewarded. All they've got are sentries left on Fear. And
yeah, but Fear's manually blocking the camp by doing that.
Yeah, nice
Good
play by him. Still, they don't have the vision to set up these kills. So let's see if it comes back to haunt them or to hurt them in this lane. Jeyo having a pretty good time, and Batrider as well. Slightly being out-farmed by Darkseer, but really not by a significant margin. Is it enough to shut down Pudge? Do they have to get kills here? Because IG do have 3 heroes farming pretty well.
Well, it is, they probably need to get kills. Like, or just stop them from getting experience as much as possible. Stop them from pulling especially.
I guess the X factor is that they have 2 of the strongest gankers in the game as their solo. So even if the lane starts slow, if Jeyo gets a good rune, if the Batrider has a TP, and IG tries to get aggressive down there, which I don't expect, but you never know, then things could turn around. But so far, Ferrari's level 3. Chuan is now able... Finally, the creep spawned for him 3 minutes in, and 5 or 6 wards later, it feels like.
Yeah, Zhou is just dominating mid as well. I don't know if you noticed this or not, but he got pulled the Wraith Band. Well, actually, he just bought a Wraith Band, and then he got pulled a Tango into Salve to start, so that he has that, like, Morphling start.
So he didn't even have to buy the Tangos. He got pulled both of these regen items, so he's already got the bottle and 500 gold almost for the boots.
Yeah, so he's sitting on 17 and 4 CS, which is almost complete free farm. Nightstalker really can't do anything. He's sitting on 9 and 1, which is actually pretty good. But Shadow Fiend's going to be looking at complete free farm here.
Speaking of good farm, PyCat is 14 and 14, and those denies are really important in this lane. Just, you know, to limit the fact that you're in a tri-lane and you're going to probably be underleveled in the offensive position. At least they're doing a good job of slowing down the Pudge and the Jakiro, who are only 3 and 2 respectively. Or 4 and 2 now, Pudge just hitting 4. 14 denies for PyCat. It helps. It makes up for the lack of pulls to some extent.
Yeah, and we see Fear and March are smoking up now as Rubik and Lush, and they're looking to get a gank on the Shadow Fiend, which is much needed in my opinion.
He doesn't have his boots yet. They might be able to set this up. Is the courier going to deliver them soon? Maybe someone else needs it. Shouldn't really be ferrying those boots right now. Generally, you want to get them as quickly as possible. And you got to figure Zhou knows something's up. They've been gone for quite a while from that lane. Look at the defensive positioning. Showing great map awareness. You can't really gank them now. I mean, they can't get close.
Yeah, it's always super suspicious when they have 2 heroes missing from an aggressive tri-lane.
And they took kind of the longer path, right? They didn't go like straight through the jungle. They went all the way around up the river.
Yeah, they went through the tower. Between the towers.
Speaking of good farm, YYF's got 26 creeps, which it's almost automatic with Ion Shell, but as good of a laner as Batrider is, cannot do anything to slow down this Darkseer.
Yeah, it's just a trade farm lane.
IG is really pulling ahead in terms of gold and experience. They're up a lot, considering their 0 kills, and considering that early on that bottom lane had trouble. Now Ferrari's almost 5, he's got his boots. And I guess the nice thing about this for IG is Pudge doesn't really need that many items. You'd like your boots, you'd like your urn, But beyond that, it's kind of icing on the cake. It's not like an anti-mage or someone who desperately needs items to have an impact.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That's why it was a great choice putting Pudge down there. For a second there, from the initial draft screen, I was thinking they might like safe lane Shadow Fiend, but no, they just pulled him and sent him mid.
I see people telling me to restart the stream. Guys, I just double-checked. I have not actually dropped a frame, so I do apologize, but it's not on my end. It's either on Twitch, or it's your connection to them, or just your connection in general. What you could do is try switching quality settings, try restarting the stream, and beyond. Sometimes even going up helps. Going up to 720p plus, instead of trying to use a lower quality setting. Don't know why, but sometimes it just works for people. Worst comes to worst, there will be VODs available for free on Twitch and on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/ldDOTA. The Twitch one should be available right away, or almost right away, and the YouTube shortly after. So, I do apologize for the lag, but anyway, PAINTITGOLD. Here they go, pressuring mid, double damage on zhou, and it's nighttime. Jeyo needs to make something happen. The supports are going to rotate mid again. Well, you talked about the sacrifice. No boots on Fear, no boots on March. These two heroes are just painfully slow as they work towards mid.
Mm-hmm. And that's the trouble of aggressive tri-lanes. And we see Jeyo going on so much damage coming out from this Shadow Fiend.
Oh, that was the killing raise, but he actually got thrown up in the air, and Night Stalker's gonna live. This is a huge turnaround for IG. zhou barely surviving, down to 4 HP. Salves up, too fast for these bootsless supports. Oh, zhou's gonna live. Jeyo's gonna cut him off on the other side. Doesn't have the ult yet. Throws out one raise, the mini stun to cancel it. Down he goes. What a chase. They do get him in the end.
Yeah, Fear's lift was so key there. zhou was about to throw out that last raise to kill Jeyo, but the lift came just in time. Like, Shadow Fiend's arms were up in the air.
Yeah. Like, oh man, that was absolutely at the last. That was like Matrix-esque close.
It really was.
Great play by him. And YYF still free farming. He's gonna have a very either an early mech or an early pipe. And I feel that's going to hurt EG a lot. They rely pretty heavily on magical damage in the early to mid game to burst heroes down. And does Demon have a blink coming soon? Not really. Only Tranquil Boots and Bottle. IG's pressuring bottom now. They're getting pretty aggressive. They don't have Black Hole yet. Not sure how much they want to force this fight. Net onto Ferrari. Ferrari gets caught. Need a perfect ice path. Pretty damn close. Hits two. Hook back in. March will drop. The Eidolon's working on Fear. Fear to die as well. Pudge pays, but at the expense of those two supports. And these supports are not low. They're not underfarmed and underleveled in any game. They're in a game where there's so much burst damage and so much lockdown. Sure, Pudge isn't getting a whole lot, but he doesn't need a whole lot when that hook does like over half their health instantly.
Yeah, and that was a great ice pass from Chuan. It hit both the support.
YYF in trouble, and Flame Break back in. He'll drop. Picked off by the rotation from the Night Stalker. So Jeyo's getting active. Didn't have a great start in the lane, but he is finding some kills now. Unfortunately, that's not really helping his net worth with the tier 1 already being knocked down mid. Now Ferrari comes in top, wants Fear. No hook for Fear to steal because he's only level 4. Flame Break pushes Ferrari back, but didn't actually seem to cancel the Dismember. And Ferrari gonna be able to walk away. Perhaps not. Demon's got a double damage. In comes zhou, though. Cancels one raise. Now the net onto Ferrari. Demon wants to go on this. The Void. Double raise connects. Triple raise on 2 heroes. And Pycat lives with 30 health. My god, can zhou play a hell of a Shadow Fiend? That was some seriously impressive play.
Yeah, he was really close to getting that kill on Pycat. His arm was up in the air for the attack again, and
he's like being at the last second denied a couple of times here. This game, I feel like EG is kind of lucky that they're not farther behind. And as I say that, they're a bit behind now. Ward plays behind the tower. Faith does a Black Hole up, and you talked about how the Chinese are playing more aggressively, you know, pushing at DK at 14 minutes. Look at IG. They're getting aggressive against a Night Stalker at nighttime. They're getting aggressive against a Bat Rider who had a decent start, who's pretty highly leveled, and they're knocking down tier 1s. And frankly, it just, EG doesn't seem to have a response.
Uh-oh. YYF's checking for March. Oh, no, he turned on Edict! I don't think YYF would have found him if he didn't turn on Edict.
Yeah, might have been able to dodge a bullet there, but now he's probably dead. Did they actually... What? They thought he TP'd out or something. They stopped chasing him. Now March will drop. Double raise. zhou says, thank you for walking right into me, my good sir. Oh, March. Just not his day there. And like you said, with the vacuum missing, YYF probably would have thought he wasn't there.
Yeah, no, they all walked out and they started hitting creeps. They were convinced he wasn't there, and then he walked out and he was like, "Hey, guys."
You know, the funny thing is, they actually didn't. They didn't even really think he was there after the edict went off because they just left him there. Maybe they thought he was going to TP away, but Demon is getting close to a blink. This is something good for EG. They also have the sleeps down for a long time. Scratch that. No sleep to work with. Jeyo's still on the prowl, but hasn't really found that many kills. We're not seeing that Ferrari Night Stalker where it's godlike by 10 minutes. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, and right now, EG is just frightened anywhere because they didn't see any heroes on the map, and they don't have any wards on the map.
And this is the Pudge effect as well. It's just the threat of Ferrari who's going to get spotted by Demon. Demon pulls him back in, but I don't think you want to initiate on that Pudge. Generally not a good hero to start the fight against. And Flame, in the end, Batrider's just going to back off. A Vitality booster for Faith. I really like this, just getting raw HP. He's not really farming well enough to get a BKB quickly. And the team wants to be aggressive, so get something that'll really help you now instead of something that'll help you a bit more later. So what do you think about EG at this point? Can they just try and turtle, play defensively? They picked such an aggressive lineup, but it doesn't seem like the aggression's working.
They aren't really like getting out farmed right now. They just need to get their levels up. They're still very much like in this game. They're playing really well. Rubik just hit his 6th. That was really key. March is level 4, so some levels for him would be nice. Oh, Demon getting eaten by Ferrari.
And the hook hits, but Demon's actually going to live. Now looking to turn this around. There's a black hole. Can Faith find it? Waiting for it. He gets silenced. Now he's netted. He's just locked in place, but the ice path from Chuan. Zhou struts in. Zhou's got the ult. Where's that Requiem Souls? No mana. He's got 15 wand charges. Gotta pop that Requiem. Could be murdering everyone. Not doing so. Going to work with the auto tech. Everyone getting hit. Perfect races. I don't know if Zhou's missed a single one yet. Finally he whiffs one. I think I jinxed him. Now onto Pycat. A very late sleep. The damage already done. It's a triple kill. And do they even have TPs? They don't. Fear's dead.
Oh,
Pycat to follow. Maybe Fear will get out of here, but unlikely to do so. Now the raise. Zhou's gonna hit on this. 9-6, but it feels a lot worse. Ultra kill for Zhou. And Pycat, the lone survivor. And Pudge gets a suicide, so they don't even get the kill there. Now the turnaround onto Zhou, but the ice path is here again. He's still got Requiem. Pycat's low. Pycat, Demon's gotta run. Maybe not. Cancels that channel. Will it be enough? Oh, Zhou, masterful play. Once Pycat, it kills him with the explosion. The pinata pops and out come a bunch of rusty nails. And in the end, is that a double rampage? I think technically it's a rampage +1, but the game doesn't record it as such. And now something said in all chat by Zhou. Wish I could speak the language, but maybe feeling pretty good right now. Oh, Painted Gold. That was not how EG envisioned that fight going.
No. No. Fear did a great hook dodge, and then I think he tried to steel hook, but... Ooh. Ferrari. He needs some work.
Yeah, Ferrari's hooks have not... He hasn't really hit that many this game. The nice thing for him is he hasn't had to. You know, the rest of the team is setting him up. It's just the threat of the hooks, I guess. It's the idea that he could throw one out seems to be doing more right now for IG than, you know, the actual hooks themselves.
Yeah, I thought like that team fight on the high ground near the secret shop was gonna go so much worse for EG. Like Chuan's ice path and macro fire, they were just so gigantic that like it destroyed like 3 people instantly. Jeyo dropped from like his 1200 health to like 200, and then he backed up, bottled up a bit. But yeah, like 3 people just died to macro pyre and ice path. Just shows how nasty THD is as a hero.
It kind of goes back to the laning stage where EG went for this aggressive tri-lane, and we sort of debated it, but it really felt like they had to get kills, whether it was in the lane or the Enigma. And you mentioned it, you thought it would be designed to kind of shut down not only the Pulse, but also the Enigma farm. They never really went for Faith. They went for the gank mid, but it was kind of a meandering gank. They took a very defensive path, and it didn't work. Good positioning from Zhou, and just I guess that's just the risk of the strategy. If you go for so many ganks, if you go for the aggressive tri-lane and they don't work, you kind of just lose the laning stage by default. You fall really far behind on farm and experience, and they're not in a good spot right now as far as that goes.
I haven't actually looked at the graphs at all. Let's check it out. XP 4,000. That isn't so horrible. Gold 7,500. That's quite quite bad.
It's also zhou who has a 14-minute BKB Wraithband bottle and magic wand, so it's not even like he rushed it. Ugh.
Yeah, this is like Burning's 14-minute BKB last game.
7,000 net worth at 14 minutes. Yeah, Bernie, by the way, the last game had 725 gold per minute, and he barely even farmed on that Sven. That was pretty insane.
Yeah, but with the new Sven, the cleave is so much. So like you can clear creeps so fast, and you can even clear ancients, and like if you get like a 10 stack of ancients with Sven, you can clear it in like 15 seconds flat.
And you know, the best part was how quickly he was killing the Naga illusions. It was like seriously one crit and they all died. And Naga had Manta. She wasn't even that squishy. Ugh.
Oh, Demon has Blink Up on Batrider now. That's actually really good news for EG.
Yeah, it's so helpful against, I mean, pretty much every one of IG's heroes. If you can jump on any of them, especially Shadow Fiend or the Enigma, that's gonna turn the fight in favor of EG. So it looks bad, but there's a glimmer of hope, I suppose, for the heroes at this point. Pycat disconnected, and not sure if he's coming back.
Yeah, they say he's
soon.
loading back now, so. But yeah, something to look up for. In EG is like still very much in this. They just have to play well. Basically, what EG has to do right now is they either have to target YYF or they have to target zhou with the Bat Blink Dagger and just keep them perma-stunned. And if they keep them perma-stunned and burst the person down, which is very, very possible with their heroes, they have a lot of burst damage, they can definitely take down even zhou before his BKB. And if they do, then they can definitely win the fight, because no one else really has that many items. But then again, I'm not really factoring Chuan and his nasty ice paths.
Right, his 5-hero fissures every fight.
Yeah.
And it's so
Seriously.
spammable that even if you miss one, you normally get another shot before the fight's over, compared to something like Fissure, which has a much longer cooldown. IG, they don't have a pipe yet. I guess that's the one thing they're really lacking, but they do have the mech on YYF. Which makes him kind of a high-priority target as well. Like, you're talking about the burst damage, but if you don't kill YYF, he can turn the fights around for his team.
Yeah, I mean, it's troublesome, because you have to kill... Those are the two heroes that you have to kill, both YYF and zhou, but zhou doesn't have really that many items yet. I mean, he has a BKB, and he does quite a bit of damage, but if they're fighting around your tower, then he won't be able to, like, maneuver and chase people down as much as he'd like to. So I think YYF is definitely the higher target right now to avoid getting Ice Path, Black Hole, Rotted, etc.
The nice thing for EG is that they also have like 500 ways to cancel the Black Hole. They've got Rubik with actually 3 ways right now. He can steal it, use it against him, Telekinesis to cancel it, or Ice Path. So he's got 3 ways to cancel the Black Hole, maybe turn around, plus the Silence Void on the Night Stalker, and Lasso, and Flame Break, as well as Split Earth, Net, and Sleep. So until this Enigma gets a BKB, we're probably not seeing a Black Hole.
I'm really glad that you pointed out that he has Ice Path, because that could actually like super turn the tide of a fight. Like,
right, especially if he steals something right after it that's equally good.
Yeah, we've seen so many Chuan Ice Paths that have just destroyed the fights, and yeah, Fear just has to channel his inner Chuan.
So I guess the one thing to look out for once this game actually unpauses is that YYF and Ferrari in position to maybe go after Jeyo. And we haven't really seen the Pudge Darkseer combo where you just Ion Shell surge him in. Frankly, because if you surge into this EG lineup, you're probably just dying, but might be able to get a hook on Jeyo. And it could actually go the other way with the rest of the EG team not far behind.
It's pretty likely that Jeyo is going to get hooked right now, because I think that is IG's ward in the mid, and Jeyo is looking at some juicy creeps in the mid lane.
He wants a taste. It's Halloween, man. Night Stalker's got to get some candy.
Yeah. He doesn't have wings for me, or ears. It's slightly creepy.
Oh boy. Well, for anyone just tuning in, this one's more about pride and a little bit of positioning in the group. This is game 1. It is a best out of 2 format. But EG, at this point, they've already qualified as the 4th place team in this group, no matter what happens. If we take a look at the standings, they're 2-4 If they can win both games, which it's looking like a tall order, at least right now, then they'll be 4-4, and they'll be tied with MUFC. It comes down to time ratings. They have a shot, an outside shot at 3rd place, but have locked up 4th. The way the format works is 4 out of 5 teams from each group, the top 4, advance into the main event. So EG already guaranteed to advance. In Group B, we saw Flash Esports today barely qualify. I guess, you know, it's kind of a good, bad, ugly kind of day. Just an ugly game. Bad to get beaten down by DK, but good that they win the tiebreaker. So they move on into the playoffs, despite not really having the best showing. Probably not what they were hoping for. So this is our last match of the group stages, and then we have a brief break on Friday. We come back on Saturday, and the playoffs begin, and they start, I believe, at 20 SGT. We pretty much know what the bracket should look like. Just haven't seen them yet. And some chit-chat.
Yeah, Fierce just asking Chuan. He's like, Chuan, like, why can't PyCat reconnect? And Chuan's like, how I know, I'm not Dota 2 staff.
I don't know if he realizes that he's getting trolled, although he might now.
Nah, he does. Chuan's a good sport.
Ask LGD.
Ask LGD fix. Yes. Fix. But anyways, back to the game for a quick second. Batrider is a hero that can make the impossible possible. And we're going to see it with a lot more Batrider play in the future. 6-slotted carry, no problem.
Right, and
zhou Shadow Fiend, nothing.
We'll see. I don't know if I'd call it nothing after the way it started. It can be a hard game for Shadow Fiend. Like it's a game where he's had some situations where he's kind of has to hit his raises to live and to turn fights around. And he's up against the team that, as mentioned, has 1 billion disables, and until you get the BKB, that's a bit scary. So you have to be very confident as a Shadow Fiend player to actually find this many kills.
PyCat is back in. It's probably going to take him 30 seconds to actually get inside the game. But that is good news for everyone out there. PyCat is in the house and ready. And
painting very well, I might add, because he's in China, so...
Yeah.
It's all on PyCat's shoulders, as well it always seems to be in the past when he's played. Is the hook going to hit on jeyo? Cast! Cancelled! And then cast again and misses. Now they go on to jeyo anyway. Needs to be surged away immediately. Will be surged away. And lives. Demon waiting in the wings, wrapping around. He's got the lasso. Uh-oh, this could be a big overextension from IG. They might be getting a little cocky. In comes Demon. Ice Path will hit. That's the Ice Path that Fear stole. That's one hero dead. Everyone vacuumed in. And now lassoed. YYF's going to drop for this as well. Getting greedy, getting cocky, and paying for it. And paying for it. 2 of them dead. zhou does have his BKB now, though.
That was a really good play from Demon. He decided to lasso the Darkseer instead, assuming that they had the Pudge killed from all their damage. And they might even get a tower out of this, which is actually fantastic news.
They do have a lineup that does a lot without too many items. Sure, they're going to need them to deal with the Shadow Fiend later on, but let's see if Fate's got the Black Hole ready to go. zhou comes in, drops a raise. Demon finagling around, trying to push them back in, or maybe just away. This tower's low. There's no sleep. Yeah,
there's no way this tower is being taken. zhou, he has his BKB and he has a DD. EG does not want to mess with that right now.
They stuck around for a while, but now the Darkseer, as well as the Pudge, are back alive. They are, like you said, wisely going to back off and wait for a better opportunity. Demon now the lead farmer for EG, up to 5k gold. I suppose a Force Staff, maybe a pipe for him. They kind of need both. Force Staff to deal with the Pudge and the chasing power of IG, and then also the magical damage just from Shadow Fiend alone. It's almost mandatory to get a pipe to deal with that.
Yeah, if I was playing Batrider in this game, I would definitely not get a pipe, though, because a pipe is just going to get him, like, stunned, pretty much. If he gets Enigma stun, then he's going to get Ice Path, and he's going to be perma-stunned. A pipe won't do anything in that situation. If you blink in, grab someone, force out, yeah, like, that's going to bring them 600 range closer to you, make them way out of position. That would be a great item to pick up. A BKB means you're immune to pretty much all their magic damage, plus vacuum combo. That would also be great. And Demon looks like he's going to go in, abducts Faith.
Simultaneously, jeyo gets picked off. Faith is still alive, in fact, at full health. That's the mech. Now backing back in. Where's the Black Hole? He catches 2. Will it be stolen by Fear? He can get it. He will steal the Black Hole. Are they going to turn this one around? Fear only catches zhou. Faith is Maleficent. Faith can cancel this. Not doing so yet. Oh, Fear just too slow to get a range for a better one, and it's a team wipe. Oh, that could have been such a good fight for EG.
You know, amazing play from Fear as well. It's kind of sad to see them lose the fight. As soon as Darkseer vacuumed, Fear already stole vacuum from somewhere else, and he threw down his own vacuum, pushing them all back. That's why Faith got the black hole on only one hero instead of like 4 of them. And then the vacuum was on cooldown. He stole the black hole and black hole 2 of their heroes, but they just didn't have any damage to take him down.
Yeah, a lot of their damage comes
really
from
well.
It comes from Batrider having a bunch of sticky napalm stacks up, or from Leshrac, and well, this Leshrac is not long for this world with only a bracer boots to his name.
Yeah.
It's tough. It really looked like a good fight for EG at a moment, but
that was unbelievable. I thought EG definitely had potential there after I saw the vacuum, and then I was like, well, he even has black hole after. Well,
could be a great fight.
Yeah.
And then just wasn't, you know, even if he just had like, oh, he does have arcane boots now. I don't even know if he had them in that fight, but this is also, you know, maybe it's the move speed of Rubik being nerfed that's showing up. Is with that original move speed of 300, I think he catches at least 1 or 2 more with that. Just couldn't really get in range to catch them all, though.
Yeah, at least Ferrari went down. Moral victory.
Yeah, it's always a good feeling to kill Ferrari, I think, for any team. DG smoked up. They're going to find YYF, who has a mech. Need to lasso this to kill him. Split Earth is there. Actually, don't. Maybe they do. Now they're forced to lasso because he gets the mech off.
Oh, this is actually a really good combination if they can stay alive for the next 60 seconds. They have Batrider plus Surge, which is kind of similar to Batrider plus Force Staff. You just grab someone and run away with them.
The best part is he'll be just so you can bring them so far back in that time. With the lasso.
It's ridiculous. Like everyone who's played against a Batrider who has gotten a haste rune has experienced it.
The pain.
It's just miserable. Yeah.
It's already miserable. Whenever Batrider jumps on you, it's just like you clench your fists in frustration and scream.
Yeah.
But nothing you can do. Fear surges himself in, wants to telekinesis. Ferrari will do so, pulling him back. The ice path from Chuan to usher them away. Now Ferrari fishing for a hook, doesn't want it to get stolen. He shoots, he misses. In comes Zhou, hits the first raise. Will there be some follow-up? Doesn't look like it. Everyone is going to escape. Meanwhile, Pycat desperately trying to get that farm. He's got a vitality booster. 5 heroes from IG barreling down mid. Force staff up on Chuan, who is insanely farmed for Jakiro. Force staffing in the ice pet, just catching Demon. Demon to drop first. We're not going to see that combo. And Zhou slams it home with the raise. No Naga, but Pycat's going to have to return soon if they push, which is IG going to. Maybe not.
No, they want to keep their tier 1 tower top alive. Just farm up a bit more. I don't know how Demon got there in the first place. He was way in the clear to the right side. He flew over the trees near the secret shop.
It's kind of just the player that Demon is, where he always wants to stick around and force a fight. Like, if you ever watch a stream, I mean, obviously he plays a lot smarter in competitive games, but that's still a piece of who he is as a player. It's just always trying to make something happen for the team.
I didn't want to openly say that, but you opened the can of worms, man.
It's not even a bad thing. It's just, you know, sometimes it works and you look amazing, and then sometimes it backfires, and, well, it costs you. Faith is very aggressive with his jungling, really counting on blinking away to survive here. Naga illusions to scout things out. Ferrari thinks about a hook, will be spotted. Nice job by Pycat, expecting Ferrari to be in that. That is sort of a common pudge spot when you're pushing the top lane. In fact, with the Observer Ward here, I don't think Ferrari's going to find a hook, but can they just push this? Can EG really fight? They want to.
Can EG really fight?
EG wants to.
Actually, Demon has a force, so if he, like, abducted Ferrari and pulled him way back there, I think they could have fought.
Kidnap him, Demon. You know you want to, but you also really don't want to, because...
Yeah, that opportunity passed. Like, right there. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, he pulled him onto the cliff and then over. And the surge, as you talked about, this is the combo. But initiate on Ferrari. Is it going to work out? Faith jumping in. Black hole on 2. Incinerated. Absolutely destroyed on the sleep. Just a few seconds too late. Did bdiz manage to steal Black hole? It doesn't... Or not bdiz. Fear, excuse me. Let's look at the save bdiz. Doesn't look like he did. The hook flies out.
Kill it.
Could have gone for something there. Didn't really steal anything. I think Surge just wore off there. Just lost Surge.
I mean, that was the ideal thing for EG to do. Like,
but do you really want to jump Pudge first? Is that the hero you want to focus? Not so sure. Pycat gets caught by the Malphus. Couple auto attacks to bring him down. He'll drop. Meanwhile, Fear Wants to run. Telekinesis to stun Ferrari and the ice pad dodge. Fear doing everything he can. Unfortunately, this is like watching... it just doesn't have the resources at his disposal. He's playing it perfectly, but just never had a shot there.
That ice path was... like, it was just... you shall not pass. Gandalf just struck down his scepter.
I mean, he did a great job. He juked away from it. If he had more HP or more items, he probably could have lived, but just not able to do so as Rubik. Now Jeyo gets hooked in, and what a flame break. Catches everyone. Unfortunately, only delays the inevitable by a second or so. YYF in the front lines, fishing for a vacuum, not going to hit. Now the tower being muscled down. Just absolutely so far ahead. IG has 1,000,000,001 items. Now the hook flies up from Ferrari. Wow. Again, not connecting. Demon dodges away from that.
Field goal!
Well, imagine if Ferrari was hitting his hooks, because they're just crushing EG without them. So far, not really finding too many. Hook in, cancels that split earth cast. Now march to top. There you go. I think Ferrari heard me, and he wants to show off a little bit. Demon kidnaps him, pulls him into the tower. Now netted under the tower, but the mech to keep him alive, and the force staff away. Zhou going to work. Zhou going to town. He's got the Requiem, not even bothering to cast it. Double raise, triple raise. All three of them hit. Ultra kill. Godlike, that is Zhou's second ultra kill of this game. 18, 2, and 5. Now the Requiem Souls. He wants the Rampage, and he will not get it because YYF steals the kill. And EG called the GG. 23 minutes in, 28 to 12. Well, you said the Chinese teams are playing more aggressively, but even DK, the new DK level of aggression is just nothing compared to IG. God, these guys are insane. Just constantly diving towers, going for kills, picking Pudge as a Chinese team.
Picking Pudge as a Chinese team. We've been waiting for years. Years.
Well,
that's what LD is thinking.
It's their kryptonite, you know? It's been the hero they struggle against, but hey, if you can't beat the Pudge, then join him. And not that he was the main factor of this game, but they win while picking one, so pretty impressive stuff from IG. And EG, it felt like a game where if they had a slightly better start, it would have looked a lot different. The way this one played out really just came down to the bad start in the lanes, and the tri-lane not working out, not killing the Enigma, not able to smoke gank mid effectively. Just so many missed opportunities, but barely missed for EG, and, well, it snowballs, and it snowballed hard this game. Well, guys, that's going to wrap it up for game number 1. I'm LD, of course. If you enjoy my casting, feel free to follow me. Facebook, twitter.com/ldDOTA. All today's games will be on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/ldDOTA. But more importantly, I was joined here today by PAINTITGOLD, and everyone should be following him, twitter.com/PaintDota. As well as, of course, EG, who have tons of Twitter accounts. I believe it's Fear Dota, Demon, or Dota Demon, and Jeyo Style. I think PyCat has one, but I don't remember it offhand. So support the players, and if you enjoy our casting, support us as well. We'll be coming back soon with game number 2, so stay tuned for that.